to that game. I guess how did those five guys play? I think you had Dallas in briefly.
Briefly, yeah.
But what did you see about those five guys with Brandon in the middle?
You know, I thought Brandon did a great job for going in there for the first week and just getting thrown in there, and we worked at it hard for the week. I thought he did a great job stepping in there, and I think he really helped us there. Overall, I think it's frustrating because you see flashes of the things you really want to see, and then you'll see the one mistake that limits the play. And so I think a lot of it is we just got to keep getting our consistency better, which gets a little tough because we've been rotating some guys and having to do some things that we wouldn't like to do at this time of the year. But I think they've done a good job with that. And again, it's just getting the consistency and I think the aggressiveness and the finish part we're going to keep building on.
How long can you go with the 5-game?
Well, I think we got to play more. I mean, I came out of the game thinking I got to play more and I got to get some guys in. And Dallas was a guy, I had him rotating as the series went, and probably should have done some more, you know. But we got to rotate some guys. Now, I've gone through seasons, you know, playing 5, 6 and doing that. I don't want to do that right now.
This was already like a group that didn't have a lot of, obviously, experience playing together, and chemistry is a huge part of an O-line success. I mean, how hard is it when you have two guys in the same position go down with an injury? And you guys already are trying to figure it out.
You know, it's part of it, but that's the game of football and the game of life. You know, you adjust, you adapt, and you move forward. And I think that's the way we're sad that those guys aren't here because it's hard for them and it's hard that you feel for them because they really want to play. At the same time, we got to do what's best for the team, and just like life, you take a step forward and you go forward.
There's been a couple of times that it seems like it's more Nate than anyone else, where he's getting the ball in the backfield and there's a defender like right in his face. Is it something?
We've had some play, you know, those plays you just kill you. You know, a missed assignment here or a really bad technique here. You know, those things, and that's one of the core things of our run scheme is we don't want negative plays. And we've had way too many of these this year. And I think that's a big emphasis for us. But that's not, you know, we're okay with a 2-3 yard run, you know, because it sets up the play actions. It keeps the chains moving forward. We just don't want any negatives. And so that's something that we got to eliminate those.
Jim, some big runs we haven't seen the last couple of years, but contact behind the line of scrimmage, is that at the point of attack, or does that come from the backside? What's the problem?
A little bit of everything. You know, again, you got a lot of plays in the game, right? So as you go through them, you know, it might be this guy here, it might be a technique over here, it might be a communication thing. And again, we're still growing and learning the system. You know, every week's you know, that's my thing is you're doing one or two things during the season. You're either growing, you're getting better, or you're getting worse. If you think you're staying the same, you're not. And so I think we've grown every game. I think we've grown every week. We just got to continue to grow and keep going.
You said in the spring, and I think maybe preseason, that the amount of things you want to do blocking-wise, it was going to take a lot of time to put those things in. Are you about on schedule in that regard? Because there's some mistakes there.
I'm never happy. You know, I'm the first one that we have high expectations. I don't know if you would ask me this after the 4th game everywhere I've been. You know, are you really happy where you're at? No, because I think we can do more. I see the potential that we have. At the same time, I see us getting better. You know, I see us improving. Like I tell the players, this ain't a light switch you turn on and off. You work your ass off, and slowly the light gets a little bit brighter. And so, you know, where we're at, would I like to take some plays back? Sure. You know, but do I see us improving? That's something we can build on.
Do you feel like you've had enough success that defenses are honoring that play action? Like
I think a little bit.
The 40-yarder to Montori.
Yeah, I think you see it, you know, and that's kind of our goal is to marry those things up very well so the defense can't take one thing or the other away. I think you're seeing that now. You know, like I said, I got high expectations and high goals. Are we where we want to be? I don't know if you ever are. You know, we're just going to keep trying to get better every week. If we do that, then that's the real goal.
How did that Boston College D-line prepare you guys for what you got this week?
They were a good D-line. You know, those D-ends were athletic, quick, very good. Inside, they were really stout, strong guys. Scheme-wise, though, they're a little bit different. You know, it's very much a different, you know, Ohio State's D-line coach has been there forever, does a phenomenal job. Those kids, I mean, they're attacking, athletic. And then the Denver guys, every one of those kids is old. I mean, they're all seniors, fourth year, fifth year guys, and they're smart. I mean, you see them make plays on film, you're like, ooh, how do you know that was a screen? You know, he just felt it. I mean, these kids are, you can tell they're well coached and they've played a lot of ball. How we match up, that's what we're going to find out Saturday. You know, we're going to work today, we're going to work tomorrow, and we're going to go out and play the game.
You've been around Jonathan. I mean, how much do you feel like his experience, as a quarterback has kind of, influenced how he kind of deals with, obviously, somebody like Aiden and, some of the, ups and downs that he's had, I guess, early in this
Yeah,
year?
I mean, I think Coach Smith's phenomenal. You know, the great thing about him is he's, he's consistent. And I know that's a boring term, but he's consistent. You know, we prepare the right way, we do things the right way. You know, as anything in life, you're going to have a bad play. You know, it's how do we learn from that, move on, and grow. And everything about us is growing, developing, all those things.
How much do you think, though, when he sees, like, the big, he can see the bigger picture as you say, having played the position?
Oh, yeah.
When he knows that, the running game may be not working, so that the quarterback may have to do more, he assesses that and evaluates.
No, he's real good with all that stuff, and like I said, he's real good with the players. You know, we all have our areas, and I kind of focus on mine, and because I have damn good people I work with that I know are taking care of the other things.
How do you think Stanton did in his first start?
I thought he did good. I think, 'cause, again, there's some things that we got to clean up. I thought, it's kind of hard thinking of him as a young kid because he's really a mature kid, and that was his first real go at it. At times he got a little bit out of, maybe a little too aggressive, a little too in the pass game, and I think just repetitions, confidence will come with that. But I thought overall, a good solid first start.
I think the first play of the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, run play, I think he got 12 yards on that. Stanton got out to a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it's not easy to find that guy in space sometimes. Is that a man?
No, that was more, I think it was more of a wide zone scheme, and he just, like I said, we work on that a bunch, and he just did his job.
You said you want to play more guys if you can. Give me a couple who are on the cusp that maybe we will see.
Well, Dallas Fincher, I think, he's played a bunch, and we can get him in the game some more. I think there's a couple young kids, Rakeem Johnson, who's just a young kid, but a competitor. I think Rustin Young's another kid. I mean, we're getting some young guys, but it's a little hard sometimes as a coach to throw those young guys out there, in a tight game. But those guys have done a phenomenal job, and I just got to go get them in the game.
Would you rather have guys who are maybe a hair smaller than you'd like, but are very athletic?
I don't know. Everybody always asks me what's the perfect lineman. At 6'14", 428 pounds that runs a 4.4. You want everything, But, I guess the biggest thing is competitors, guys, because it's hard. It's hard to play a line. I want guys that'll go out there and compete and struggle and fight to get an extra inch that might free the back up. That's the little things that we don't all see.
You did very much this for freshmen, and I guess is that just in some ways to get them used to the road environment, get them used to the travel, or is it,
We just, unfortunately, we're kind of to where those guys are on that next man up spots.
But Jim, with your extensive NFL experience, do you find yourself looking at your coaching through the NFL lens, or does it depend on your personnel, the unit that you have, or case by case?
I think you tailor everything. I think we do a very good job of this as a program. You tailor to the personnel you have. And you obviously have things that work and a system that fits together. You can't just make things up that, and then you also have to, what can your players do? So there's a lot of factors that go into that. It's also a little different, in college it's about them growing and developing. In the NFL, they either do it or you fire them and you get somebody else. And so, I go back to Ohio State's D-line, I watch those kids. You can tell they've been groomed and thousands of reps doing the same things over and over, and they're consistent and they're good. And then the next guy comes in and he's pretty damn good. Not quite as good, but he's pretty damn good. And the next guy, you can see the same thing over and over. And so, no.
When you look at the first four as a whole, Jim, like what's the thing you're happiest with your group, and what's the thing that if you could snap your fingers and fix it right now?
I think the biggest thing is just consistency. It's trusting your technique. It's trusting and playing aggressive and fast, and not trying to think through things. You know, you want to do everything until they can go do it and do it subconsciously. I still don't feel we're at that point, you know, but we're always going to be pushing for it.
What's something you feel happiest with so far, then?
What's that?
What was something that you're
Like I said, I see it coming along. I could see the, you know, it's the hard thing to see is you run a run play and one guy does terrible and four guys are, and you're like, oh man, look at this. Now you guys see if we can get this one done, we're off and rolling. And that's why football's such a great game, right? You know, give me Michael Jordan on my basketball team, we'll probably win a bunch of games, right? Football, it takes everybody.
Is there any scenario where Tanner moves off center?
I probably don't see it. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job there for us. It's a tough spot. You know, he directs everything. He's done a hell of a job kind of
Is part of it,
moving guys with different guys coming in there. He's able to help them out.
is part of it getting accustomed to the guy who's playing next to you? It's someone like
There's some of that. I mean, there's some of that, and that's the hard part when you're having to roll guys and move guys and do that thing. But then again, you know, our goal is always to put the best 5 guys, 11 guys on the field. And so, you know, there comes some familiarity with guys when you work together for a long time. But you also, you know, you want to give yourself the best opportunity to win, give the best guys on the field.